Hello, I'm Mark from Moonstone Publications. Welcome to this overview of some of the stories we've covered over the past week. But first, please hit the subscribe button and share this video with your friends and colleagues. Sizwe Hosmed Medical Fund has been placed under statutory management due to a severe decline in its financial reserves. In November 2021, the merger of Sizwe Medical Fund and Hosmed Medical Scheme initially left the newly formed entity with combined reserves of 1.4 billion rand and a solvency level of 49.4%. However, a year later, the scheme's solvency ratio had dropped to just above 25%. The decline is attributed to benefit underpricing and historically unreliable budgetary and forecasting processes. If you're looking to advance your career in the non-life insurance industry, look no further than Moonstone Business School of Excellence's Higher Certificate in Short-Term Insurance. This NQF5 qualification provides comprehensive and relevant learning material that will deepen your knowledge of key areas such as claims processing, underwriting, and pricing. MBSE supportive tutors and online learning environment will enable you to complete your studies while juggling work and family responsibilities. Imagine owing more than R500,000 Rand on your house, only for the bank to auction it off for 16,000 Rand. This was one of the complaints dealt with by the Ombudsman for banking services last year. When the bank obtained a warrant to attach the property, the court set a reserve price of about 426,000 Rand. The property was sold above the reserve price, but the sale fell through. A new warrant of attachment was issued, but this time without a reserve price. The property was sold for just 16,000 Rand, leaving the complainant with a shortfall of almost 590,000 Rand. As a result of the Ombudsman's efforts, the bank agreed to write off some 473,000 Rand from the home loan shortfall. The Ombud reported an 11% increase in the number of cases opened last year, while the number of cases closed increased by 6%. The High Court has dismissed an application seeking to have the Chief Executive of the Road Accident Fund sentenced to coercive suspended imprisonment. The application was brought on behalf of 2 road accident victims who obtained judgment orders against the fund for unpaid claims. Judge Denise Fisher found it would be inappropriate to hold CEO Collins Letsalo and the RAF exclusively accountable for the fund's financial difficulties. A challenge to the fund's apparent inability to fulfill its constitutional obligations had to consider that this was the result of policy decisions across various levels and in numerous spheres of government. Following the elections, South African financial markets have echoed the optimism seen after the formation of the Government of National Unity in 1994. Currently, the valuation gap between the South African financial sector and the S&P financial sector is about 50%. This is akin to the average discount seen in the decade following the 1994 elections. While experience suggests that this gap may narrow due to economic growth and favorable policies, the pace of reforms and economic adjustments appears slower now. Concerns about global economic conditions are mounting, with indications that the US economy is in the early stage of a recession. Given these factors, independent investment analyst Rake de Klerk believes a defensive investment strategy is increasingly prudent as we face potential volatility and uncertainties on the horizon. The Financial Services Tribunal has ruled that immediate resignation after receiving a retention bonus does not automatically justify debarment. The representative resigned after receiving a bonus meant to incentivize her continued employment. The FSP, citing the terms of the bonus agreement, debarred her on the grounds of dishonesty and lack of integrity. The tribunal ruled that debarment should not be used as a remedy for employment disputes or financial incentives issues. It said the rep's actions did not directly impact her ability to render financial services and thus did not meet the criteria for debarment. Employed South Africans are experiencing notably less financial stress, according to the latest Old Mutual Savings and Investment Monitor. This year's report reveals a significant decrease in respondents who said they felt high or overwhelming levels of financial stress. And the overwhelming majority of respondents were optimistic that their financial situation will improve in the next 6 months. One of the positive trends, according to this year's survey, is that South Africans are trying to preserve their savings. There were notable decreases in respondents who said they dipped into their savings to make ends meet, cashed in an investment earlier than planned, or who paused contributing to an investment. That's all we have for this week. You can read these stories and many more on our website, moonstone.co.za. Until next time, here's wishing you all the best from the team at Moonstone Information Refinery.